Dr. Bharat Pankhania, we have him back. He's a senior clinical lecturer at the University of Exeter Medical School. Good to have you, doctor. All right, so when you look at what China has done, and you can think in terms of the pandemic, a country can choose to have, as best as it can do without tanking its economy type of restrictions or real restrictions. China is the closest to that, perhaps, in the world, of really trying to prevent its spread. However, even with everything that it's put in place, you still see little outbreaks. So does it not work? Is even that not enough?
You would do the strict lockdowns when you had no other choice. We do have a choice now, and that choice is good quality vaccines. And when you carry on doing the open and shut, remember, the people who have been put into lockdown are not exposed to the virus.
Right.
Therefore, they're not getting the infection. Therefore, they're not getting the immunity.
Yep.
So what China needs to do is immunize rather than have these recurrent lockdowns.
Why hasn't that happened? Clearly, they must see that that's the way to go.
I think it is a lot to do with politics and not in the sphere of medicine, because the China Sinovac vaccines are not as good as the Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Oxford ones. And at some stage, you've just got to accept that, look, we haven't got better quality vaccines. Our population is not immunizing and they're refusing to be immunized. We need to buy the better platform of vaccines and immunize our population with them.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, that there are reasons why they don't want to do that once they have something in place and they have their own vaccine. But, every country has tried its own thing. That's been one of the most remarkable things about this pandemic, is how many different paths. We have everything from Sweden in the beginning not wanting to do much of anything to China announcing a zero COVID policy, which isn't really a zero COVID policy. To put you on the spot, who do you think got it the most right during this?
Oh, I think the Far Eastern countries got it very much right. If you look at the way Japan managed it, South Korea, Taiwan, and in the initial phases, China too. But once the vaccines were invented and found to be working, you should immunize. So up to the point where we had no vaccines, the Far Eastern countries did a much better job. Singapore, Taiwan, South Korea, they were testing, tracing, isolating. But once you've got the vaccines, you've got to immunize. You've got to immunize your vulnerable groups.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear that and remember what measures who took, now that all of us want to forget about COVID-19, but we can't, because it is still with us and will be. Dr. Pankhania, always great to talk to you.